I couldn't bring myself to sleep in our bed alone.
We lost him, Iris. When HR died, we had a funeral. Maybe we should give us all permission to grieve.
What are we gonna bury, Dad? The empty suit in the lab?
It's up to us to protect this city, because there is no one else.
Just us trying to keep the city safe. We're barely getting it done. We need to bring Barry back.
No. Barry told us to keep moving forward, not to save him.
What is your deal? It's like you don't even want him back.
Are you certain that Barry is even still alive?
Iris, he's gotta be.
You need to believe that there is an answer for every question.
Barry's trying to send us a message, I know it.
You got strength, baby girl. You just need a little faith.
Let's bring our boy home.
I tried to keep going. To keep running like you said.
It's time!
Please come back to me. You need to prepare yourselves. Barry?
The Flash.
This guy's no joke. He said he wants to fight the Flash. Iris! I made you a new suit. You wanna take it for a spin?
He's back, and there's a new trailer, so let's break down this Flash. I was expecting them to release some new footage, and it's just an extended version of the episode 1 trailer. So there's a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. Make sure you click that bell to enable alerts so you don't miss any of the videos, because it is coming back at the beginning of October, so there'll be a whole bunch of Flash stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. But the extra stuff we see here is sort of the suit reveal, the way they tease it underneath that tarp. They haven't taken it off. We've seen other pictures of it in the other promos. This is what it looks like, but this is kind of janky footage, so it's not quite as bright as it actually looks in the final episodes. But how controversial do you think that it's going to be when that first episode drops, and it seems like Iris is the person in the group that doesn't want to go get Barry back? Now, you understand why. Like, they don't provide context in this clip, but I can already see all the people complaining on Twitter about this. So I think the explainer there is that, you know, in the trailer she says Barry wanted us to move forward, and she doesn't understand the Speed Force. Really, none of them understand the Speed Force that well, so they don't understand that he doesn't die. When speedsters die, they go into the Speed Force. So I know a lot of you asking about Reverse Flash. When he got vaporized at the end of Legends of Tomorrow, he just went into the Speed Force. So he's just this creature of pure energy. But that gets a little more complicated, because when Reverse Flash comes back, it could be from a different time period, or it could be the version that died. It'll probably be a different version though. But they tee this up, like you looked at the similarities between this episode when you see the signs of Barry coming back. The coffee in the cup starts to rise. They're treating this sort of like a reboot of the show. So that's why you're seeing a lot of visual things that they did back during season 1. Remember how cool it was when things would get really quiet and all of a sudden you'd see liquids start to rise, and that let you know that a speedster was about to jump into the area. It was usually before the Reverse Flash showed up, but it's also what happened the first time that Barry was struck by the lightning and infused with the Speed Force. So when Cisco says he's trying to send us a sign, it sounds like random events start happening all over the city and they're not sure what's happening, but they get the idea that it's Speed Force related, so they just assume that it's Barry. I like the way that they assume that, and I think that's kind of the idea. The whole thing is about bringing him back. I think it's a little too soon to tease Reverse Flash. But just remember, when you see Speed Force things, there are a number of different types of speedsters that can cause that. But because they've been playing up the mystery of Barry maybe being dead, even though if you've read the comics, you know that he's not dead, I think all their conclusions are right. I'm really curious to see who's behind the Samuroids, because in the comics, there's this specific Japanese character. If he's not going to be just a one-off thing, he might just be a stepping stone in the thinker slowly working things out. But the way they pitched the character earlier this year doesn't make it sound like he's going to be doing a lot of things in the first episode that are super evil. Like, the character description they gave for him is somebody who's correcting what he sees as this great imbalance and injustice in the world. So it sounds like he's not a super big fan of all the collateral damage that the heroes have been causing, so it's not so much that he's trying to steal something from Barry, it's just that he feels like they're all bad people, just as bad as the villains, I think. And there's still a lot of questions about that, but just keep that in the back of your mind. The Thinker's someone who feels he can make the world a better place in a better way than the Flash can. but it looks like they reverse engineer the speed bazooka from last year to bring Barry back.
I open a time portal, exposing the speed force. You shoot me with that, and I become fragmented throughout all of time. The past, present, future.
This device here that they set on the ground that starts glowing, that looks like something brand new in the episode. But I am wondering if they're going to full-blown release a promo with him actually wearing the suit. That would be pretty badass. But I think the whole thing here is that you bring him back, he saves Iris from the samurai. Like, that's what all these police officers are for. He grabs her and takes her up into the sky. And that's probably when we'll see him wear the suit for the first time. Like, Cisco might unfurl it, and then you'll just see like a flash of lightning as he runs out, and you won't actually see him standing still in it until he saves Iris. Like, it'll be some big reveal. But it's hard to tell if this footage from an earlier promo is from the first episode or the second episode, because he turns around and he's smiling like he recognizes Cisco, and it doesn't seem like that's going to happen till the second episode. But I've already done a video about the weird Speed Force symbols that you see him drawing at the end. There's a lot of theories about that, and I think it'll just play out over the course of the season, so I'll link that video at the end of this. But it involves the movie Arrival. A lot of you have also referenced the Smallville episode where Lionel Luthor tried to enter Clark's cave. He tried to get access to all the Kryptonian knowledge, and it drove him crazy, and he started writing Kryptonian symbols all over the place.
Are you okay?
The disciples of Zod. They must be stopped.
But that was a little bit different. He was turned into a prophet by all these sun crystals, and that's not exactly what the Flash is doing. The Flash himself, I guess you could call him a Speed Force prophet, but he'll be back to normal Barry within the first couple of episodes with the memories of all these things that he knew when he was existing beyond space-time, like past, present, and future all simultaneously. So there'll be some crazy mythology to dig through in that first episode. They'll tease a lot of the ongoing mysteries without revealing everything. I'm not expecting to actually see the Thinker on screen till after the first couple of episodes, and I believe that the Elongated Man won't debut till episode 4 or 5. It's a little bit later in the season. But we haven't seen any footage from the set of him yet, so I'll be interested to see. And obviously, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff that might drop won't have CG. So until we get a promo for his episode, we're not really going to see what he looks like when he's using his powers. But hopefully they'll release a comic book poster. They haven't done that in a while, but because they did that back during Season 1 and 2, and they're going back to Season 1 and 2 stuff in Season 4, maybe they'll start doing that again. But the other thing that's happening is I changed the way I do episode videos just a little bit. Like if you've been watching my Rick and Morty or you watch my Game of Thrones videos this past year, they'll look a little bit more like that, just the way the videos move. So season to season, I always try to change the way I do things just a little bit based on feedback. So if there's anything that you guys really want me to do a video for The Flash, or there's things that I'm not including in videos that you want me to start, just let me know in the comments. But what'll happen is I was in the middle of making new Rick and Morty when this drops, so that'll be my next video to post. Then I have some new Game of Thrones. So I'll say congratulations to the newest giveaway winner, Zappy. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. You can click here to learn all about those mystery Speed Force symbols, and you can click here for brand new Rick and Morty. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.